Hallo und herzlich willkommen zurück zu Juarez Gunslinger. Wir haben letztens, ich weiß es gar nicht mehr. Egal. Wir spielen jetzt der Gute, der Böse und der Tote. Let's go.
40 years I had waited to get my hands on the last of my brother's killers. Not even an army of demons could have stopped me now.
Okay. Oh. Checkpoint. Oh, da ist noch mal einer. Hallo, danke. LOL.
Both Johnny Ringo and Jim Reed fell fairly quickly. But the last one, Roscoe Bob Bryant, that son of a bitch had managed to escape my vengeance time and time again. I couldn't even be certain I'd recognize him after all those years. By now, he had to be close to 70.
Oh ja, das ist ein Numeriker.
For all you know, he could have been dead.
That thought had indeed crossed my mind, as did others.
Ja, ich bin Level up gewonnen. Ich bisschen das hier leveln.
For instance, did my thirst for vengeance turn me into something worse than the man I was after? By this point in my storied career, I had killed more men than Bob Bryant ever had. I was furious as hell at that bastard for making me who I am. A man with no family, no friends, no purpose except shooting Bob Bryant dead.
Hört sich echt nach einem Ende an. Oh Gott!
Nothing could stop me from taking his life. I'd been after that killer forever. From the time I rode with Billy the Kid. But that chapter of my story you already know.
Oh.
Chapter of that fairy tale, you mean?
Was war das? Wollte ich ja gar nicht.
Suddenly it was 1910. There I was, an old man roaming a ghost town dead almost 2 decades.
Mhm. Will ich da rein? Dass ich da rein... Hä? Ah, okay. Dann nicht. Oh nein, ich bin rausgegangen. Komm nicht hoch. Muss da lang gehen oder wie? Ah, okay, ich weiß wie. Oder auch nicht. Mich verbuggt. Oder auch nicht. Ah. Logisch. Oh.
The town was falling apart, just like me.
Wo muss ich denn?
But I wasn't about to call it quits. Even though the ghosts of my dead brothers were begging me to end what I started so long ago.
Mr. Graves, are you all right? Would you like some water?
The Wild Bunch knew I was there. They were after a treasure they had hidden before they fled, buried in the grave of a dead amigo. Some folks think the town is haunted, so they figured there wouldn't be many people poking around. I intended to fill that grave with Bob Bryant's corpse.
Ja, genau.
But like I said, the bandits knew I was on to them. They lured me in and hit me with everything they had.
Aua. Hä? Ich habe es die Leute nicht. Mal ein bisschen Deckung. Wow. Und wo? Oh.
But you obviously prevailed.
Den hab ich doch
since
gekillt.
you're telling us the tale.
Actually, in that moment, I did not prevail.
So I suppose we're talking to a ghost.
Funny you should put it like that, Jack.
Was ist los? Bin ich
Because when
gestorben?
I woke up,
From the dead?
there was silence all around me.
Oh, muss ich geradeaus?
I could swear to God I saw Billy then.
Billy who?
Billy, the kid. William Bonney. He was shooting at me from a rooftop. Here and there, even over there.
So I am right. You are touched in the head.
Mr. Graves, perhaps we should switch you to coffee?
You see that old Indian again, too?
No, but I did see Billy's killer. Patrick Floyd Garrett.
Lol.
He came at me guns a-blazing. But I knew that old war horse had died 2 years before. I wondered if maybe I was dead too and confronting the ghosts of my past. Perhaps all my sins were coming back to haunt me and drag me down to perdition. I saw Henry Plummer throw dynamite at me.
Ich seh nix. Weiß nicht, wo du bist. Keine Ahnung, achso, da. Alter, ich kann nicht. Da.
And in the gates of the cemetery, I saw John Wesley Hardin, just like I remember.
Hä? Hä? Ich bin da drauf. Ich versteh's nicht teilweise. Ist irgendwie verbuggt oder sowas, ey. Ich ziehe auf den Kopf, passiert aber nichts. Das ist möglich. Das hat geklappt. Hallo? Alter! Alter! Darf doch nicht wahr sein. Bewegst. Wird alles nicht. Hä? Lol. Er ist ja fast unsichtbar. Deswegen drücke ich auch jedes Mal Q, dass ich Gegner sehe, Mann. Weil ich sonst nicht sehe. Oh.
Robert Ollinger appeared with his terrible double-barrel shotgun.
Hä? Ah Gott!
But no ghost army was stopping me.
My father-in-law got hit with a fallen branch. He spent the rest of his life talking to dogs.
Munition ist wirklich ziemlich nice.
Newman Hayes Clanton, William Brocious, John Peters Ringo, they all wanted me dead.
Sonst noch irgendwo einer? Oh, haben wir die. Da steht natürlich nicht, weil die irgendwie abgesch sind. Hinter mir, oder wie? Blatt erstmal richten nach.
The Dalton brothers, Robert and Grattan, guardians of the Garden of the Dead.
Oh, weil der irgendwie unter sind.
George Curry and Harvey Logan, alias Kid Curry, both thirsty for vengeance from the great beyond.
Yo! Wohl doch mehr Gegner her.
Jesse, Woodson, James, and Jim Reed, each one deader than the next. I thought I would go crazy.
Thought?
Ich weiß nicht von wo. Spiel. Oh Gott, da ist ja nochmal ein Gegner.
Finally, I saw Harry Alonzo Longabaugh.
The Sundance Kid?
Like a general leading his legion of the dead.
You told us before that you'd seen him alive.
He was alive.
Oh!
Then I heard a voice call to me from afar. It was Robert Leroy Parker, a.k.a. Butch Cassidy, coming at me from out of the fog.
Alter Vater.
Take care of that bastard.
What? Der Gute, der Böse und der Tote.
But the kid wasn't quite deceased. Not yet.
Takes more than one little bullet to kill the likes of me, partner.
Those two looked like they hadn't seen each other for quite a while. Clearly, they were no longer amigos.
Shit. I was hoping I wouldn't have to kill you.
You won't have to, Butch. I'm killing you first.
I asked them about Bob Bryant, but they were too busy with their own heated conversation.
Let me get this shit straight. You want my money and the love of my life?
You frittered it all away, Butch. Anna's mine. So is that damn money.
I didn't want to shoot anybody until I had an answer to my question, but those boys didn't give me much of a choice.
Rewe geht 2 Leute kämpfen. Wechseln wichtigen Standoff mit Fokus auf den Gegner. Fertig anziehen.
Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid died there in that cemetery not 6 months ago.
So ein der, aber egal. Immerhin habe ich es geschafft. Ich habe keinen Bock, das jedes Mal zu machen. Danke und fortfahren. Das Akt. Das lasse ich auch noch drin. Das lassen wir auch noch dran. Für einen Akt dann noch ein Part noch zu machen. Nee, lange. Und
Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid were killed by the Bolivian army. Everybody knows that.
That's the legend, but it ain't the truth.
So, you never found Bob?
There is no Bob. This old sumbitch ain't even Silas Greaves.
Sir, is that true? Have you been pulling our legs this whole time?
Well, not the whole time.
Oh man, I think you've worn out your welcome here.
Maybe you're right, Jack. Maybe it's time to pay. You see, Ben, or should I say Bob, your past always catches up with you.
what?
I was a different man back then, crazy. Drinking, I've changed my ways, I swear to you. If I could turn back the clock,
But you can't, Bob.
Was, ich darf jetzt entscheiden? Vergebung oder Vergeltung? Ich denke mal, der letzte Kampf ist wieder mit Showdown und so Sachen. Und jetzt habe ich keinen Bock. Deswegen gebe ich Vergebung. Aber das nächste Mal bekomme ich nicht. Und Vergebung.
why'd you toy with me like that? Telling those tales, knowing all along. Why not just lay your cards on the table?
Wanted to suss you out, Bob. See what kind of man you turned out to be. Maybe prod you into drawing on me. See, all those years on your trail turned me into a killer. Can't even remember who I was before you tried to murder me. You, on the other hand, walked that very same path in exactly the opposite direction.
What do you mean by that?
You think your life is worth sparing, Bob? Boy, what's your name again?
It's Eisenhower, sir.
What?
Dwight Eisenhower.
What do you plan to do with your life, Dwight Eisenhower?
Tomorrow I'll be leaving for West Point, sir.
So, you want to be a soldier? Well, then do it right, son. Don't tear down the world out of anger and spite like I did. You build it up. You do something decent with your life, you hear me?
Sir? Yes, sir.
I won't have it said I left you with nothing, Bob.
Okay, das war's. Ja, das war's. Boah, war ein gutes Spiel, muss ich echt sagen. Ist jetzt wieder eine Sanganlage. So, das werde ich jetzt durchlaufen lassen. In den nächsten Tagen kommt noch ein anderes Projekt. Haut rein.
legends, but a man legends fear. He's a four-hosted reaper, crying bullets for tears. When a drought comes in justice, bullets make good rain. When the heartache has dried up, only blood heals the pain. There's a time for grieving and a time to just pray. There's a time for forgiving, but it's not for today.